Once upon a time, in a land far beyond the stars, there was a magical world called Lunaria. Lunaria was a place where the skies were always filled with shimmering auroras, and the trees bore fruits that glowed in the dark. It was a land where the impossible became possible, and every day was an adventure waiting to unfold. In this enchanted land lived a young girl named Zoe. Zoe had bright blue eyes that sparkled with curiosity and golden hair that flowed like a waterfall. She lived in a cozy little cottage at the edge of the crystal forest, where the trees were made of crystal and the leaves tinkled like chimes when the wind blew. One sunny morning, Zoe set out on an adventure with her best friend Orion. Orion was a talking fox with fur as white as snow and eyes as green as emeralds. He was clever, brave, and always ready for an adventure. Together, they had explored every nook and cranny of Lunaria, but today they were about to embark on their greatest adventure yet. Zoe and Orion had heard tales of a hidden valley where dreams came to life. It was said that in the Valley of Dreams, one's wildest imaginations could become reality. Determined to find this magical place, they packed their bags with supplies and set off towards the unknown. Their journey took them through the crystal forest, where they encountered friendly sprites who guided them to the edge of the Whispering Meadows. The meadows were filled with flowers that whispered secrets to those who listened carefully. As Zoe and Orion walked through the meadows, they heard tales of ancient magic and hidden treasures. As they reached the edge of the Whispering Meadows, they came across a magnificent river with waters that sparkled like diamonds. The only way to cross the river was by riding on the backs of giant, gentle turtles that lived in the river. Zoe and Orion climbed onto a turtle's back and were ferried across the shimmering waters. On the other side of the river, they found themselves in the glowing caves. The walls of the caves were adorned with bioluminescent crystals that bathed the cavern in a soft, ethereal light. Deep within the caves, they met Lumina, a wise old owl who knew the way to the Valley of Dreams. Lumina told them that to reach the valley, they had to pass through the Enchanted Fog, a mystical mist that could confuse and bewilder travelers. With Lumina's guidance and a special charm to protect them, Zoe and Orion bravely entered the fog. The world around them became a swirling haze, but they held onto each other and moved forward with determination. After what felt like hours, the fog began to lift, and they found themselves standing at the entrance of the Valley of Dreams. The valley was even more magical than they had imagined. The grass was soft and glowed faintly in the moonlight, and the air was filled with the sweet scent of blooming flowers. In the center of the valley stood the Dream Tree, a towering tree with branches that reached towards the heavens. Its leaves shimmered with every color of the rainbow, and its fruits were like glowing orbs of light. The tree was said to be the source of all dreams in Lunaria. As Zoe and Orion approached the Dream Tree, they noticed a small door at its base. With a deep breath, Zoe opened the door, and they stepped inside to find themselves in a cozy room filled with plush cushions and twinkling fairy lights. In the center of the room sat the Dream Keeper, a gentle giant with a kind smile. "Welcome, Zoe and Orion," the Dream Keeper said in a deep, soothing voice. "I have been expecting you." "How do you know our names?" Zoe asked, astonished. "I know the names of all who seek the Valley of Dreams," the Dream Keeper replied. "You have come to make a wish, have you not?" Zoe and Orion nodded. The Dream Keeper smiled and handed them a small, glowing fruit from the Dream Tree. "Make your wish and take a bite," he said. Zoe closed her eyes and wished for the happiness and safety of all the creatures in Lunaria. Orion wished for endless adventures and new discoveries. Together, they took a bite of the fruit, and a warm, magical light enveloped them. When the light faded, they found themselves back in the crystal forest, but something had changed. The world around them seemed even more vibrant and alive. The creatures of Lunaria were celebrating, and the air was filled with joy and laughter. Zoe and Orion's wishes had come true. The Valley of Dreams had granted them the power to bring happiness and adventure to all of Lunaria. From that day on, they continued to explore and protect their magical world, knowing that they had the power to make dreams come true. And so, the adventures of Zoe and Orion in the land of Lunaria became legendary, inspiring generations of children to believe in the power of dreams and the magic of friendship.